Okay, hi Geminis, and welcome to your August 2021 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky coming on to talk to you about the energy coming in for your sign. What beautiful energy coming up for you. It is a breath of fresh air. So I think that you're maybe the only sign in the month of August who is actually very light. And I have to say right off the bat, as I'm meditating on your energy, I feel as if you have kind of cracked the code. I'm going to write that down for you. I feel as if you are very keenly aware of how you need to move forward. I feel that perhaps there is maybe also a fear of walking away from where you're at because it is in its way really good as well. Though I think that the time is coming to move on from something nonetheless. As always, Geminis, I guess before I jump into it and go off on a tangent, I'm going to be doing a general intuitive reading for you, as well as a week-to-week tarot forecast, and then I'm going to do an extended reading on Patreon if you want to get more info. That will be linked below. So let's dive in, hit that subscribe button, and turn on bell notifications if you like the video, and if it's resonating, I would so appreciate that. It's a great free way to support the channel. Gemini. Okay, so a new relationship could come in the month of August. The Empress, the Queen of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, the Moon. So you are getting clear on your love language. You are also seeing the truth about people, and you're seeing the truth about what you actually want in a relationship. So I think with the Empress and the Moon coming up as your two major arcana cards this month, you might kind of see that you didn't even know it, but you were like totally valuing some negative personality traits in your dating life. Like, I am really attracted to someone who looks down on me, and you didn't even realize it. Like, you thought that it was just like the way someone holds themselves, like someone's very like self-assured, and that means that they're like self-confident, but in reality they're just like looking down on you. And you're like, I didn't realize it, but all those years I was valuing a personality trait that was actually really toxic. There could be something like that comes up, and you like realize like, okay, I'm never going to let someone look down on me again. Like, I will stand up and walk out of that date the second that someone looks down on me again. So that's very empowering. I love seeing that for you, that like you're no longer willing to be in that subservient space, that you're like also going to value yourself enough at this point to where you're like, no way am I going to even like be in a relationship with someone who looks down on me every single day. That's something that I see you evolving from right now too, because you're getting super emotionally aware in the month of August. Queen of Cups and the Empress coming up. Natural reception of emotional truth. Also natural reception of material wealth with Seven of Pentacles too. So you are receiving it from so many different directions. Like, you're receiving emotional truth. You're like, okay, now I know how I feel. Now I know how they feel too. I see it in just total 100% understanding of how people in my life feel. Also, I'm really receiving money now from my investments. I'm really receiving a huge paycheck every month, and it's the easiest job I've ever had. There's something really benevolent about your energy this month. Like, finally you've kind of made it, or you're finally getting that passive income, or you're finally really standing behind what you're doing. Like, yeah, this job is a purpose for me, and I love it. And, or I now know what job is my purpose, and I'm moving toward it. And that process is happening with much more ease and quickness than I thought. And that's beautiful. Okay. I will say, Gemini, Three of Cups reversed, King of Wands reversed, Queen of Wands reversed, Eight of Cups reversed. So there are people from your past or in your current support network who might be a little bit jealous or envious of this abundance windfall that you've come into. So I would beware of that. I would watch out for that. For some people being like, you know what? No, you don't need to move on from working 9 to 5 with me. You don't need to move. You don't need to be pursuing your purpose. Like, I don't pursue my purpose, and we sit and talk twice a week in my house, and we like drink tea, and we talk about how much our lives suck, and we talk about how much we hate everything around us, and we talk about how bad other people are. And like, I see that you won't really want to do that anymore when you have this abundance come into your life. Like, there aren't going to be desires within you to talk badly about other people. There aren't going to be a need to create space a few times a week for anger. Okay. So watch out for that. There could be people who are like upset that they don't have like a confidant of misery. Misery loves company. You're leaving that behind. That whole misery loves company thing, you're leaving behind. And you'd be surprised, like the people you've been there with are like, no, we don't want you to go. No one leaves, like that type of thing. Like you have to just kind of let it move. Like it's kind of scary. It's kind of like, ooh, like, okay, you're like kind of like, okay, I'm leaving. And then they're kind of like, and then you're like walking out the door and the door's locked and you're like, okay, where's the key? And they're like, just come sit down. Let's talk about how angry we are. And that is something that you then just have to kind of like, I don't know if you got to like leave through the window or something. Like, I'm just kidding. It's not really scary like that, but that's how it can be. Like, especially when you've got a huge support network of people who are like creating a culture of lack, creating a culture of scarcity, creating a culture of, like creating cultures that have a condition of pain. Like you have to have some kind of pain to come over to my house and like have tea with me. I've been seeing that for a few years now. Maybe you guys have already heard that on my channel, but like the whole misery loves company vibe is something that's very minuscule in this paradigm. And we can all walk out of that if we want, unless that's just what we want our lives to be like. For some people, it's just, they just, really enjoy it. It's a great pastime. Yeah. So it seems as if you're already kind of out of it though too, but King of Wands reversed, Queen of Wands reversed, like people might be kind of like out of favor with you for it. They're like, wow, that person really moved on. Why haven't I done it? And then that creates anger and they're like, there's like a jealousy thing. So keep that in mind. Let's talk about your week to week Gemini. I will say like you're going places. Like without this upward momentum, you'd just be like having the tea, You'd just be like in those circles, and it's really good to see you evolving out of that if you are. So week 1, you have the 7 of Pentacles rooted down by 3 of Cups reversed. Again, to me, that looks like jealousy. It looks like you have this huge garden of things, and it's hard to manage. Like this success that you've gained has not just been like given. Like you've had to really work on it. You've had to nurture it. You've had to work hard, and now it is giving back a lot. Like now maybe you don't have to work as hard, but it gives more than it did when you worked so hard. And people are like, how did they do that? Like there's like all these whispers, like there's like all these people whispering, and you can like almost hear it. It's like your nose is itching and you're like, I just know that all these people, they're like messaging on Instagram and they're talking about me, and like it just is okay. It's like people are always like talking about politics. People are always talking about all this stuff, and it's like those people who are doing all that stuff, like they kind of get empowered by it in a weird way. Like even like say like someone talks really bad about a politician or something, they kind of actually gain more through being talked bad about, because there's like a karmic implication there. Like even if they're like not good people, I don't know. It's weird how this works, but that's kind of like what I'm seeing for Gemini. It's like people are talking about you, but it benefits you in some way. So week 2, you've got the moon rooted down by 8 of Cups reversed. This is where things get a little bit tricky. It's like, but I miss that time of being so out of it, so detached from my own success that all I could do was like lay in bed on my computer, and all I could do is then hope that my friends would invite me over and we'd talk bad about people while like eating on their couch, and like, look up other people on Instagram and talk bad about their pictures. Like I felt really individualistic in that moment. Like that's done. Like let's move on. Like 8 of Cups reversed, you're like, it's nostalgic to me. It's like sentimental. It's like a culture now. And you got to just like move on. You got to be like, okay, now I have passive income, and now I have a business to run, and now I have, some public thing to do. And it's like, it might not really look good to be stuck there, or it might especially not feel good to have made all this progress and then still have chosen that old experience. So try to move on, try to not get fooled, try to even put rose-colored glasses on about like what you're currently doing, like sell it to yourself or something, because it really is great. Week 3, you've got King of Wands reversed, rooted down by the Empress. So fiery masculine energy might not be the best way. You need to think more of like divine feminine, like passivity and receptiveness to do this now. Like you need to receive some nice windfall instead of working so hard for it. It feels like you strived for so many years. And again, with Seven of Pentacles in the reading too, it's like now we've got to allow the growth to be there. Now we have to let the plant grow. Like we don't want to like overtend the garden, like overwater it, over fertilize it, overdo it to the point where it can't grow. So you got to watch out for that. Like that's the indication in the third week. Like you're going to get it. Okay. It's going to come to you. Try to not try too hard. Week 4, you've got the Queen of Wands reversed, rooted down by Queen of Cups. It's about other people in the 4th week. And it's about reception, not about active purpose. Queen of Wands is like the active feminine energy, like the feminine energy with like a tone, like with a tone of yang, a tone of masculine, though majority dominant feminine. And it kind of like is a bit more pushy than like the Queen of Cups per se, who's like complete passivity, complete femininity. So just at this time, it feels echoed in every single week that it's good to just allow, and it's good to now admire the growth. Okay. So let's talk more about that in your extended reading, Gemini. We'll talk about admiring the growth, allowing the growth, and about also how you can reconcile like how things have changed, because that seems like maybe the most important thing. So you can click this into your screen now to check out the reading on Patreon. It'll be an extended reading, and you get all the readings over there, like early and ad-free. And also I do bonus weekly forecasts, so it's a great little bargain to help support this channel. But thank you so much, Geminis. Let's talk on Patreon now. Much love. Happy August. Bye.